Welcome back to another episode of I Watch Rings of Power. Today's episode is going to be great because it's a funeral episode. A funeral for pretty much half of the main characters in the show. Because they all died at the end of the last episode from the lava. And so there's no way any of them could have survived, so they're all dead. And unfortunately, we get to now experience the Harfoots for the remainder of the however many seasons they're going to be, 4 more, 5, whatever it is. So that's kind of a bummer, but I am happy that Guyladriel has passed away. I know. Some may say it's sad. I say it's a happy event. So anyways, I can't wait to see this funeral, and let's just get right into it. Ah, yes. Gonna be a great funeral. Can't wait. This is a great part right here. Think. I love how this whole tower, this one little rope, what is that, like an inch, held that whole tower together. Just amazing. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. I mean, what else is there to be said? They obviously just got incinerated. Ah, yes. I'm actually gonna watch the intro this time because I just feel so happy that everybody got incinerated. No! 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 Why is this happening to me? What just came out of that volcano? It really was Cheeto powder. It wasn't a volcano, it was a snowcano. It just snowed volcanic snow. Don't you understand? What's 1,000 degrees Celsius? Not a problem for Guyladriel. I thought no horses were harmed in the making of this movie. Please do not tell me she's the only one that survived. Guyladriel is not a god. How can any of them breathe in all this smoke? There was literally a baby crying. Like a baby was gonna survive this. They're making this out to be like some kind of a small, like, flood. Like, oh, my house was flooded. Is everybody all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. You know, the hot lava flow just, like, impacted me at 400 miles per hour. No injuries. Babies are okay. I know, children, that the air is 1,000 degrees, but let's come this way. We'll be safe over here. It looks like a building just collapsed on Isildur while he was saving the children. Oh, cliffhanger. We don't know if Isildur's all right or not. I'm gonna guess he's all right. Honestly, I am actually looking forward. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to watching the Harfoots for a little while because of how ridiculous that whole fight was in the last episode, and this ridiculousness of, oh, are you all right from the lava explosion? Yes, I'm fine. Everybody's okay. I'm done with that part. If they can just edit any part with Guyladriel or anyone that was associated with that volcanic eruption, take them out of the show from now on, I'm fine watching the Harfoots. Well, for a little bit. For a little while. Finally made it to the grove. No more sitting around, walking in circles, talking to each other. They finally actually getting somewhere. Oh my gosh. No. And why does the fat one pull the cart and yet she's still overweight? Wouldn't she be the one that's like the thinnest? The most fit if she's pulling the cart the whole time? Those carts must weigh 1,000 pounds. They can barely pull them. You cannot walk very far. If you can barely pull something like what they're doing right now, you would not be able to walk very far. And yet somehow they're walking every day, all day for who knows how many hundreds of miles. I don't think so. I've tried going on a hike before. It's hard just walking on a regular hike up and down hills and stuff. So I guess these are supposed to be burned down houses, but they really just look like bonfire pits. Why? What? So, those were like the meteors or whatever that shot out of that shot out of the volcano. He was like, oh, I've heard of volcanoes exploding and stuff. And he was like, it only happens when evil is arising. How does he know? What? And then these girls are looking at each other like, You know how they do it in movies, in like cheesy parts of movies where the characters hear, like in a Disney movie, and the characters hear something scary and they look at each other and they're like, "Well," that's what they just did here. No. It's so like telling us what's happening. Like, oh, only things like this happen when evil is arising. Obviously. Oh no, the fruits are totally fried.
What's he muttering?
Likely little words.
Is he being serious? He just said, what is he muttering? Oh, little words, so most likely, so the tree will understand. What? Oh, wait, so how do they know that he was gonna try to fix... How do they know that he was capable of fixing things? Because they were like, oh, can we ask your friend if you can fix the tree? Oh, because this is like an orchard or a place where they go to get food. How do they know that, though? Did they tell them that he fixed his arm or something? Not sure how they know. He's not real good with his magic. He just almost killed these kids. He's a peril. Okay, it was their fault that they went underneath the dead, burning tree. I don't know. Who's at fault here? He broke the tree and the branch fell, but they were standing right under it. He was just like, oh, you can trust me because I'm a half elf and I see in elves what they don't see in themselves. But what is that supposed to mean? I know what that means, but they haven't developed this idea that he's a half elf and what that means in terms of like how he acts versus other elves, how he thinks, feels, anything like that. So what's the difference between him and other elves? And they haven't shown that. He just acts like other... In fact, I would say he acts more like an elf than the other elves. So now he's just saying that, oh, I think different. I am different than other elves. Well, I haven't seen that. So you're just saying that and I'm supposed to believe it. Just like a lot of other things in this show. I don't know. I'm kind of bored. It's only been, what, 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Durin's all saying, oh, my friend is drowning, waiting to be for me to pull him to shore. And I'm like, where have they shown that they're dying, that they're, like, gonna die in just a few months here? They haven't shown anything that has to do with them, like, suffering or, oh, we don't gradually die. We just... at exactly 12 p.m. on Friday at the first day of spring, all of a sudden we will all just die. What are the effects of this like loss of this mithril light that they're supposed to be bathing in? There's no effects. It's just like, oh, we're gonna die in just a few months here, so we better get some mithril. Is it a sickness? What is it? So somehow they're gonna end up digging really deep and they're gonna awaken the balrog and blah blah blah. It's probably gonna be the end of this episode, I'm guessing. I honestly do not want to watch this show anymore. I'm gonna be real with you. After the last episode, I'm pretty much done. I don't know if I can continue. I'm gonna barely get through this episode. Probably barely get through the last one of the season, and then I doubt I will watch any more than that. I'm like so done with this. Light-spirited. Disa is fiery. Actually, I really like her as an actress and a character. She's like really good at being like fiery and like a good dwarf. But I guess she forges too. Like, okay, is this just what she wears all the time? Like this dress and cape and all this jewelry and she forges when she's in this outfit. It doesn't really go well together. I mean, I did a welding class once. You want to wear like all leather and gloves and all this stuff. You definitely don't want to be wearing a dress and flowy stuff that flows all over the place that could catch on fire and all this jewelry and bangles and stuff. Okay, well, Elrond came in and they looked at each other, and so he realized that they're not gonna let them go in and mine mithril. All right, look at how creepy those faces are in the background. They do such a, I mean, I know I've said this before multiple times, but they don't do a good job at all of creating these stories in this show of like the elves are gonna die and everything, and so now he's getting all teary-eyed, but I don't know what that means, that they're gonna cease to live by spring. I don't know what that means. Show me some elves suffering and like Show me a few that are like sick, like cancer, you know, they all get some sort of cancer that, you know, over time kills them off. Something like that, you know. I don't really believe that they're gonna die in like a few months here. Give me something relatable here, but they've given me nothing. He was like, we don't say goodbye, we say amarie, and he's like, and he was like, yeah, amarie, I know. And then he's like, this doesn't just mean goodbye, it means go towards goodness. He just said that for me because I didn't know what a Marie was. So they have to explain it for the audience. Thank you. Couldn't I have just read the trivia? No, there's no trivia. Wait, couldn't Elrond just like wear that little piece of mithril and like he could survive and soak up the light from that mithril? That was a gift. Why would he give his gift back? The mithril? Durin gave him to him as a gift. Now he's giving it back. Oh, I guess she is wearing leather. If you look closely at her chest, that's all that's showing here. Okay, so that's what I have to go off of. If you look at her chest, she is wearing some kind of leather looking schmuck or covering apron. So I guess that chain is probably the apron. Okay. It just looked like part of her outfit because it has like gold on it. They decorate their leather aprons when they're forging. All right, okay, so he tosses the mithril near the leaf, the tainted leaf with the black all over it. So so now the mithril is going to affect it and like bring it back to normal. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, the mithril is gonna fix the taintedness of the leaf. Wait, why are they flipping out? They're like, oh my gosh, what? Why are they flipping out? Like, oh. I mean, yeah, that would be a spectacular thing to see. Leaf being cured of its sickness by a rock. But they already know that that's what it does, right? So why are they surprised here? Did they not believe Elrond? I don't get it. So he called Elrond back. He was like, Elrond! But they already knew it was going to heal, right? So why was that a revelation? Unless they just didn't believe Elrond that it was gonna heal them. Their problem wasn't that they didn't believe that the mithril was gonna heal them. Their problem was that the king doesn't want them digging because it's very dangerous and they don't want to awaken whatever darkness is down there. So that doesn't make any sense. Look at this land. Okay. The trees have been incinerated, but the humans have survived. Think about that for a second. Trees are incinerated by fire. Fire burns humans also. Therefore, the humans should be dead. How does this make any sort of logical sense? She's so mad at everything all the time, everywhere. Everything everywhere all at once. That tree is literally smoldering with fire inside of it. That means it would have had to become hot enough to do that. And they're just chilling. Like, he's leaning against the tree that's on fire underneath. It's like smoldering inside. Why does Theo want to go and kill them all, like, so much? I'm gonna go put steel down their throats. Whose throats? All the orcs, every single orc. Okay, they're trying to make her seem like she feels guilty that this happened. That was my I don't care about you, Guyladriel yawn. That's kind of sad. This guy, Elendil, he just called out his son's name as Isildur, but it wasn't him. I actually care about this guy a little bit compared to everyone else. Oh, they're gonna tell him Isildur died. They didn't dig him out. I guess maybe they had to run out of there real quick or something, you know. But normally you'd want to like gather the dead. But it's not like it's dangerous or anything. I mean, obviously they can breathe this air just fine. This stupid Guyladriel is always like teaching other people as if she's like some wise person. Well, she's supposed to be, right? But the things she says are just so idiotic. She's like, what cannot be known hollows the mind, fill it not with guesswork. Like, these are some kind of like super wise things that are supposed to teach him something. Shut up, Guyladriel. You don't know anything. How did they get separated? I don't remember where I thought they were all in like basically the same place. He was like, how many orcs have you killed? And she's like, many, because I'm so badass. And then he's like, good. And then she's like, I would not use those words. What are you talking about? You're the one that said just a few minutes ago in the last episode that you wanted to massacre every single orc. What is wrong with this show? Literally, she says something like, I want to kill every single orc, drive my sword into their hearts, or whatever she said. And then like 5 minutes later, they're like using her, the writers are using her to like try to teach someone else a life lesson. Like, don't use those words. Don't use the word good. It darkens the heart. I've never said something to the effect of, I wish all the orcs were dead and I killed them with my bare hands. I've never said anything like that. Good old Galadriel. She's all acting like she's tired. She's the one riding the horse. How much longer till we reach the encampment? I'm so tired riding this horse instead of walking like all of you peasants. She just keeps complaining. She just said how far until we reach the encampment. And then she's like, how far till we get out of this smoke? Is she blind? She got blinded. She's blind. She's blind. Wow, that was an interesting twist. That was kind of interesting. Okay. 1 point, one single point for making something interesting in this show. They made her blind, but we all know it's not going to be permanent. We all know the end of this episode, she's going to regain her vision. Nothing of consequence is in this show. She said, like, I see, and then he's like, he was like, I'm getting stuck. She was like, how long have we been clear of the smoke? And he's like, nearly a mile. and she's like, I see. And he's like, I gotta make a meme out of that. That's hilarious. Does he know their language that well enough? He's like explaining him all this stuff. Like, go over there. Does he even understand what he's saying? He's telling him where there's other humans and that he should go that way. I guess Gandalf understands everything he's saying. He was saying like 3 words like last episode, and now he can speak the whole entire English language. Okay. I bet Nori's gonna run off with him. Oh, he did fix the tree. He fixed it. Why is there a flower growing out of the tree? Never mind, he didn't fix the tree. There's not supposed to be flowers growing on trees. I bet you Nori's gonna go on a little adventure. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. She's going with him.
That's all I'll ever be.
Yeah, exactly. That is all you'll ever be. Right, you are a Harfoot. You thought you were gonna be something else? Like a fish? Obviously you haven't accepted who you are. So you need therapy. Okay. They brought... Okay. They just said she was married. She had a husband who died. So from what I understand, she was supposed to be married. And I guess his name was Celeborn. But that's all I know. But I don't believe he was supposed to be dead. I believe they were supposed to be together, right? Because is he alive in the trilogy? I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, he's there. If I remember correctly. I don't remember their names. So apparently he's dead. But if he's in the trilogy, then he's going to have to be resurrected in some way, right? And then there's going to be a love triangle. There's going to be a love triangle between her, because he's going to be resurrected because of the mithril. All right, I already got this whole show figured out. And then but Galadriel's going to be like falling for Halbrand, right? And they're going to get together. And then Celeborn's going to come back. They're going to get back together. And then Halbrand's going to turn evil and become Sauron because this is all a stupid love triangle. Yeah, but you know, just because you have a good heart doesn't mean the things that you do aren't bad. I don't care about anything you say, Galadriel. You can't teach anyone anything about anything. You are not wise. You're not a good person. You're not humble. The show's as slow as usual. This is so drawn out. These scenes go for so long, they don't have to. All these scenes, like half of these scenes need to be cut out or cut in half. They're just sitting around chatting with each other, being like, how do I get rid of this hatred of like that I want to kill all the orcs and stuff? Blah, 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 blah. She's like, rest while you can, Theo. We leave at first light. The whole sky is clouded in darkness now. What are you talking about? He's like, what light? They only said that just to say that quote because they thought it would be, oh, that's going to be an awesome quote to say. What if someone said, let's go at first light, but there's no light because the clouds are covering everything? And then the other one was like, what light? And that's supposed to be so powerful. Ugh. So is Durin going to be the one that finds the balrog? I'm actually, that would be cool to see. I don't know about the, if this is how it's actually supposed to be in the actual Lord of the Rings, like, books and stuff. I'm assuming not. But it would be fun to watch, like, a battle or something, or the balrog, like, kill everyone. This episode is just, the whole thing is just everybody talking to each other, sitting there and talking. Oh, your name is Durin, your father's name is Durin, blah, 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 blah. Why is it a perfect triangle? They found it. Well, they got caught digging, but they found a lot of mithril. And I'm just sitting here kind of bored. Again, with the episodes where it feels like nothing happens. I swear, this whole series could be a third of the length. And it'd be better. It's just drawn out too long. Again, they haven't shown me the storyline where the father and the son have some kind of, like, deal where the father suffocates his son's, desires and stuff, like, everything he does his father puts down, or whatever, however you want to say it. But they have not developed this. All they're doing is saying that this what's happened, and they haven't shown any of it. They're like, if his name were an indication enough, the golden crest Durin wears indicates that he is heir to the king of Khazad-dûm. No, it didn't indicate it enough. That's why you're saying that, because you are poor at explaining things in the show, so you have to make the trivia the appendix to the show so I can understand what is going on. I mean, I kind of figured that's what that was, that plate that the king just pulled off of Durin, but I didn't even know Durin was wearing it, so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that was something of significance. Thanks for not telling me. Yay, more Harfoots. Gandalf repaired the lands. He's not a peril. They must be vegans. All they eat are berries and apples. You can't survive off of berries and apples, not for that long. Can't live off of apples. I guess they gotta go find their slugs or whatever. Apples are not gonna fill you up. They give you a few calories of sugar, and that's it. And they're mostly water. There's nothing of substance in this food that they're gathering. You need protein, you need fat. Do they just eat like a pound of snails every day? Is that a human foot? Maybe it's an orc foot? Ah, it's the weirdos, the freakazoids. She looks at her like, why do they gotta look all evil all the time? A bucket. I like how they all look though. They look kind of weird and funky and have cool, interesting looks. I hope they're like sorcerers of some kind. Why didn't what's-his-face, the leader of the Harfoots, smell them? I thought he was like a really good smeller, and he could smell when people come near. She looks a lot more feminine. I was about to say feminine. She looks a lot more feminine in this episode than she did the first time. The first time she looked like a boy. They don't talk, they just point. Damn, those sorceresses just burned down all their apples that they just picked. The whole place was burned down from the volcano. Gandalf, Dumbledore, made all the apples come back. And then these girls, came and burned everything down again. These Harfoots can't catch a break. Oh, look, a new place, finally. An encampment. He's gonna go save Isildur. Obviously, Isildur is alive, and the horse is gonna go save his master.
I should never have pulled the elf on board.
Correct. But you didn't, and here we are. The Númenóreans have a strong traditions around death. They're like they're taking the bodies and like burning incense over them and stuff. Why did they not recover Isildur's body? Besides, obviously, for this stupid plot of like, oh, he's dead, but no, he's not. But if they have like such a strong tradition with death and stuff, why wouldn't they go and try to recover his body? Because the stones were covering him? Well, did they try? Couldn't they have moved the stones? Again with the sound effects. Who is this? Mama. They were playing the sad music. They were trying to make us think that this person that was dead on the bed was his mom with the black hair. I didn't understand until just now. Like I totally forgot about what is her name? Bronwyn. Like she's not memorable. They were like with the music, oh Lord, and he was like reaching down to his supposed mom dead on the bed, and I'm supposed to be like, oh no, he thinks his mom is dead. I totally forgot about Bronwyn, okay? I don't care about Bronwyn. His father. She was like earlier, she was like, I don't want people to be alarmed that I'm blind. Now she's wearing this like obvious red thing over her eyes, which totally gives it away. They just came here to fight a few orcs. Just to save these people. What am I supposed to think here or believe? That they came, they came to fight a few orcs and that's it. And that's it, and then they're done. And they're like, well, we're just gonna go to this little town here, fight a few orcs. And that'll be done. There's no other orcs that we need to go fight. This will take care of the orcs. There'll be no more problems after this, and that's all. In countless centuries of wandering, the Harfoots who have not yet deployed the custom of living in holes in the ground have never been without their carts. To survive without them amounts to nothing less than a total upheaval of their way up. What? They don't have their carts anymore, so they don't know what to do? Build another cart. Build more carts. They're just made out of wood. Is that why? Is that what I was supposed to be I was supposed to be so upset when their carts burned down because now they don't have homes and they can't rebuild them for some reason. And so I was supposed to be like freaking out over that. To survive without their carts is a total upheaval in their way of life. They're rebuildable. They're like devastated that their houses and carts have burned down. Well, there's your problem. Their wheel isn't round. Oh yeah, Samwise Gamgee and Frodo Baggins are now going on an adventure. And their mom. Wait. I thought it was gonna be an all-female Harfoot group. Sadok Burrows is gonna go with them too, so it's gonna be Poppy Proudfellow, Marigold Brandyfoot, the mom, and then Nori Brandyfoot, but her name is actually Eleanor.
We're all gonna die.
Alright, so the Numenorians are leaving, they're going back home. They promised they would come back with bigger armies. So I guess this was just a small army to check out and see what was going on. They knew exactly where to go to fight orcs, or they were just like, let's charge this village over here, let's go here, and there's some orcs probably, maybe we'll run into some and fight them. Like all we know of their plan was, let's just go over there and fight and see what happens, you know? I don't remember Halbrand getting hurt. I just want this show to be over. Bro, this guy Arendir needs to get some new armor. His armor is looking a little cracked. Little crusty there. Strength to the Southland! Yeah, strength to the south. This episode's boring.
And together we will rule this mountain.
Balrog. Is he just chilling down there in the pit? Is he just like standing there going just standing around? That was a pretty lame way of revealing the Balrog. It was pretty underwhelming. Build up to it, you know what I'm saying? Like he's such a imposing character. Make the build up really good and strong. But instead they were just like, here's a leaf flying around, and then it lands, and then the Balrog steps in. He's like, hail at our Lord of the Southlands, and he says it twice. But obviously right now, I don't even have to watch it. He's going to rename it to Mordor right now.
We call it instead, Lord Father.
What should we call it instead? I don't like the name Southlands. How about Morditor? No. Moridorio? No. Dutitu, no. Mordor. Yes. But make sure to roll the R. The way they reveal things in this show is so stupid. The Southlands. No. Mordor. Oh, it was slow and boring, and the Harfoots were just doing the same thing they always do. Those sorceresses, or whatever they are, the M&Ms, are kind of cool, actually. I would like to see more of them. They're like they're creepy and weird, and they take the fire and blow it away, and then it lights everything else on fire. So obviously they're like some kind of powerful sorcerers, and so they're cool. Pretty much everything else about this episode, well, so at least this episode wasn't ridiculous, like totally ridiculous like the previous episode, right? Some of these episodes are totally ridiculous or have like crazy stupid things in them. Some of them are just boring, so it's like one or the other. Either you get a boring episode or you get like something just stupid. So this was one of the boring episodes. I don't know what's worse, boring or ridiculously stupid. I just don't know. But at least this one seemed like normal, you know, nothing too crazy happened that you would be like, that's impossible. There's no way that could have happened. That didn't really happen in this episode. It was just like more like contrived stuff, of course, but that's in every episode. Underwhelming reveals of the Balrog and an underwhelming reveal of Mordor. There's no build up to these things. There's no like, oh, like give me something with the Balrog where you don't know it's the Balrog, and then there's like a little mystery type of thing, and you're like, there's these strange fires underground, or the rocks are hot, or there's smoke. What is it? And they go on this little mini quest to find out why there's smoke underground, and then they come upon some lava or something. And they're like, what is all this stuff? And then finally the Balrog's revealed, and there's like a bunch of deaths and stuff or something like that. Instead, it was just like the king threw a leaf that was healed by the mithril, and he was like, close this hole up that they made, which is like the pit toward the Balrog. And the leaf just falls down, and we follow it, and it lands, and then catches fire, and the Balrog's like, "Roar!" And I'm like, and then Mordor, the way they reveal the name of Mordor is like, he doesn't even say it. Like, I was expecting him to say it, Adar. I was expecting, because the other guy, his right-hand man now, apparently, was gonna, he was like, what should we call this new land? Because you don't like the name Southlands. And Adar was like, just sitting there. And the way they reveal it is, they just do text. Mordor! It's called Mordor now! I don't know. The show pretty much sucks. It's just kind of painful to watch, you know, in my brain. Brain pain is what I'm getting with this show. I don't really want to watch another episode. I stopped caring. It was this episode that I stopped caring. The last one, I just thought it was ridiculous, this whole show. And this one is the one where I'm like, okay, the climax felt like it was last episode. I don't know what they're going to do in the next episode. Are they going to have some sort of second climax to the show on the last episode? I guess it's going to be the Balrog, right? They just revealed it. So two plot lines and two climaxes. Two storylines? Like main storylines? Well, I guess so there's the Harfoots too, but they don't seem like they have a specific like climax. That just seems like a second or third tertiary, a fourth plot line on the side. And it doesn't seem like they've kind of, I guess, had their climax with these burning down of their houses. It was very underwhelming. Like, I actually just thought about that. I guess that was their climax, right there, of their storyline. But I didn't even think about it like that because it was so underwhelming. It was like, okay, their carts burned down. But now I'm realizing, okay, they're going to the climaxes of all these plot lines that they've been building up. And theirs was their carts burned down. I'm supposed to be upset about that. Here was the mountain blowing up, Mount Doom, which was just absolutely ridiculous and unbelievable. So that was just stupid. And then the Balrog reveal, which was very underwhelming also. And so that's going to be the final climax, I guess, is a battle with the Balrog. All right, I don't want to watch this show anymore, but I'm gonna have fun watching other people's reviews and talking to other people about how ridiculous this thing is. Anyway, thanks for watching with me, and we'll see you on episode 8. Yeah, this is the final episode next week, and then I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna do other videos, and that's it. So have a good one.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw. Give me the meat and give it to me raw. Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women.
Oh my. Oh my.
Sex with men.
Oh my. Oh my.
Sex with men.